How dropshipping's changed my life, guys. In today's video, I'm basically just gonna share a little bit of my success story, how I got there, how I used to struggle with a lot of gaming addictions. I found myself lazy. I absolutely never got anything done. Like, I was the definition of a loser just like 2 years ago until, I started taking it seriously. And I mean, even when I got my first sale, I still didn't take it seriously. And I'm gonna show you guys a couple of proof here. As you guys can see, I'm gonna select the day. I'm obviously not gonna show you the week because Facebook shut me down the week. There you guys can see we managed to. Yeah, I'll refresh, by the way. And then it changed because this just changes to the week, because this week's been ads. Like the other week, like a week ago, I managed to make like $7,000 to $10,000 every single day, but Facebook just shut all the ad accounts down. So this week is now like down to like one day with 3K and then one day with 2. But anyways, guys, how much to change? Amazing video. I really need to call, says Dimston. Okay, dude, you want it, no problem at all. Okay, so Fortnite pranks also. I'm not gonna read this comment. I just want to get into this video. Fortnite pranks. Dimston, message me. My Instagram will be here. We'll make it a consulting call. And thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. Like, that means a lot. Like, that's just crazy to me. But yeah, let's just get into the story, guys. You obviously have all the proofs. If you want to see like proof is like how I managed to hit like 7 to 10k days consistently, you can just check out the earlier videos. So basically where I was at like 2 years ago. By the way, guys, just put this video on like speakers when you're working out or something, because you obviously don't have to sit here and look at me, but it's more like you can listen to, and I think a lot of people there will relate, at least the younger people. So 2 years ago, basically, I was the definition of a loser. Like, no doubt, I was a total loser, and I had obviously friends and stuff like that, but I never had anywhere to go in life. So that, like, it was pretty rough because all my friends, they were going to school and stuff like that. I was doing that too. Like 2 years ago, I was literally in school. So what I decided to do, first of all, I built my first Shopify store, which was like total ass. Like, it was just so bad. I think I called it like my last name and then store, so some like Vault store or whatever. I think it was something like that. And obviously I jumped straight into the watches trend, which, don't do that. It's not gonna work. And I was off to USA like last trip with my family, the day after. So I asked my dad if I could get like $50 to run Facebook ads, and that I would return it, right? Because I was confident in what I was doing. So turned out we went to the USA. I just launched my ad, so in the whole flight I launched like the stupidest ads ever, and I was going so crazy because I was having 5 visitors to my website, which for me, like 5 visitors to the website was just incredible. And then my ad stopped or something while I was on a plane, because those 5 visitors I saw here before leaving to the airport was the only 5 visitors that was gonna come over to that store. So I mean, pretty awkward, because I was landing in the USA. I was thinking, I made a lot of money on the flight, but I mean, maybe the dropshipping gurus made it seem a little bit too simple with like that kind of hope. But then I get home from the flight, basically just watching a lot of YouTube videos, learning. Like, this is more like business in general. It's not really that much of like dropshipping special, like it's not really a dropshipping stuff I'm watching. I'm just watching like Dan Locke's videos, general business stuff, anywhere from like real estate to dropshipping to just I don't know, sort of motivation stuff as well. But when I got home, I started in school again, and for me this was college, but for you guys in US, you have one more year of university. So which means that when you're in 10th grade, I would be 1st or 2nd grade in college, which means like I was like 16 years old. I think I was going at least to my 2nd year of college, and then I just decided to drop out. Like, I was so determined I was gonna make this work, so I actually just dropped out, because when you're all in, when you're 100% in on something and you're gonna do it no matter what, and absolutely nothing will get in your way, parents, stuff like that, we're gonna talk about that later. When you're 100% determined and absolutely nothing will stop you, 99.9% in, that's not enough. You most likely will fail. But if you're 100% in, you're willing to sacrifice everything, and you know that absolutely nothing will stop you, you're actually safe to drop out, because like, you will make it work. And that was what I knew then. I didn't make any money online when I dropped out. I think I probably made like $18 online from my first Shopify sale, which wasn't even profit when I dropped out. So I was basically, had 0 money in my pocket, lived at my parents' house obviously. But yeah, I just dropped out. I was gonna do this full time, even though I didn't have any results, but I was all in. Like I said, that's the keyword of this video, be all in. So me and my cousin launched a dropshipping store for Halloween. which is not a success story by the way, but it was the Purge LED mask. You guys have seen that, the Purge mask. So we just jumped to the most saturated product, but we managed to, I struggle with the gaming addiction, right? I was playing like a video game, I don't even remember which one it was, but then it started coming in a couple of sales, so that was pretty cool. We made like 3 sales a day, like 3 to 5 maybe. We made and we sold them for like 18.50. It was so low margin because we bought it for like 7, so the margins wasn't really that good. I don't even know if all the customers got their product shipped out, but we managed to make like 10 sales in total, so it's like a little taste of that this might work. But I mean, guys, do you hear these construction workers? They're making so much sound. It's just so annoying right middle in the video. Anyways, guys, I managed to make a little bit of success with that, and I just kept on going from that moment. That was in October, obviously, because it was, Halloween and stuff like that, and then we got into, January. I was still being lazy, but I found my first mentor in February. I'm not gonna really figure out which year this was, but it was like 2 years ago. Got my first mentor, was still like a lazy idiot, so I launched a couple of ads with my mentor, by the way, really good. I had a mentor later on, this is way later on, but just to shout him out really quick, Noah Brewer, that guy is definitely a really good dropshipping guy. Recommend that guy. But I found a mentor, so I started learning a little bit on how to launch Facebook ads, how to run them, or basically just how to test the product. So I tested a couple of products. I've absolutely never gotten a winner. I wrote descriptions, they were decent, everything was okay, but I never found a winner. So it looked a little bit to me like dropshipping, it didn't work at all. Because I never found a winner, and once I actually found a winner, I was obviously freaking out, but it ended up dying out like the 3rd or 4th day, so I was basically screwed. Like I dropped out, I was risking it all. I was living down at my parents' house, which wasn't that big of a deal, but obviously I was risking absolutely everything anyways, like regardless, because in the 2-year time frame things would probably look really bad if I didn't go all in and succeed. So I did that, and then I started closing some deals on like web designs and stuff like that, and I made a little bit of money. It wasn't really that much, but I mean I was able to buy some stuff that I needed and stuff like that, but it was absolutely nothing to survive on at all. So my gaming addiction just continued. The only thing I was doing on my computer, I said I was all in when I dropped out, but I dropped out, I was all in, and I still managed to play video games after I dropped out when I was supposed to work so hard. So that probably went on for like 8 months or something. But then I got into LinkedIn. This is not where my success story started, but I was going into LinkedIn and I saw the strategy on social media marketing. Was trying to charge them $1,250 to $1,500 the first month, and I was on LinkedIn probably like 8 hours a day. I knew a little bit about what I was doing, but I know if I was confident enough. That's where I really learned like the past year that confidence is everything, at least when you're trying sort of to charge businesses money for stuff. Probably not when you're selling a product online, which I do. I don't do any SMMA things, I do dropshipping, that's my job, but confidence is everything, at least if you're like a deal closer. But so I went off from that LinkedIn thing, and I was like, okay, the e-commerce field, I'm gonna dominate it. So by the way, after my gaming addiction, which was when I started with LinkedIn, I sort of quit gaming and started doing LinkedIn, but it just didn't work. So I managed to change up and start doing dropshipping instead. I was deciding that I was gonna dominate the e-commerce field, and weird that I actually end up doing that, because like the results I'm creating right now and the people I work with is just so insane. Like these results are crazy. Like there's just no way to fake it either if you like looked at the previous video. So that was just crazy. So after the LinkedIn business, I said I was going to dominate the e-commerce field, exactly like I said. Launched a couple of products, obviously they all failed, but then I found a winner, which I showed you guys actually in my previous video where I talk about what's needed to succeed with dropshipping. And I found my first winner. It was like this construction helmet. It was so great. Like there was a summer like 1.5 years ago, I think it was, like 1.5 years ago, I think it was. I found this winner, and it made 6 figures in like 1.5 months or something. So, and the margins were really good. I think it was like 40% profit or something like that. So the first thing I obviously did, I saved up a little money, because when you dropship, you always want to save. When you get a check, you always want to save for the next 2 weeks. So if I get paid today, I will save it for 2 weeks in case of chargebacks and stuff like that. So after making 6 figures, I waited 2 weeks. and the money was just keep coming in. Everything was cool. I actually managed to close a couple of deals on the side when it comes to the SMMA sort of thing. So then the life really drastically changed. It was like flights anywhere all the time, go out, you know, to LA, like I told you guys in the earlier videos, you know, experiencing all those cool cars, stuff like that, managing to buy my dream one. Like, it was so crazy because things just happen. Like, I can't do this thing, but you know what I mean, like things happen like that even though I can't do it. Like, but keep in mind, like, this was an overnight success that took 2 years to create. So overnight success is basically nothing unless you're really lucky, which is so rare. But an overnight success comes from two years of nights of trying. That's a little bit weird to say, right? But my overnight success I managed to be an overnight success because I spent 2 years with like 800 nights trying to be an overnight success. Because when you actually become successful, like, things started going automatically. Like, it goes so fast. And honestly, I don't see any way for me to fall down from where I'm at right now, because there's so much things I can do. Even if all my e-commerce store crashes, that won't even matter. Like, it sucks. Like, I lose a lot of my income, but I'd still be really successful. Like, I'd be able to rebuild in like no time. So obviously it would suck. I would probably struggle a little bit, but I mean, like, I would be living my life perfectly anyways, and I'll rebuild it in like no time. So that's basically when that product took off. So obviously it died later on, but I was smart. So when it made 6 figures, I started reinvesting the profits into making new products, like, and then I just felt like the boss, you know, because it was while I was in the car, it was while I was probably not on a plane, you know, but while I was traveling around, I just tested new products. I managed to get to check, you know, and on some planes it's not possible to connect with a Wi-Fi. So when I landed, I checked my phone and it was spammed by the, you know, Shopify notifications and stuff like that. So I was making money while I was outside. And then, you know, I was back in my hometown, going to the gym, stuff like that. And my phone would go, you know, ka-ching, ka-ching all the time. And it was just so crazy because, you know, I was making money when I was doing absolutely nothing. And going from a gaming addiction, which I was gaming 16 to 17 hours a day, and then I was sleeping 12 hours after that. So I basically had no life even after I dropped out of college. But I just changed my mindset, and it was instant because I decided I'm going to do this, uninstall all my games. Like, I was risking absolutely everything, but I knew that I had a plan, I knew I had a dream, and I was for sure going to turn that into reality. So when the first 6-figure product did really well, I started testing multiple products. So I managed to get, you know, 3 winners, like 3 stores at once that was doing really great. So that probably took it to like 300k a month, which made me like probably 100 a month, which is, I think that's decent. I mean, that's way more than enough to live off, right? And once you get, you know, a taste of like your rental cars or traveling and stuff like that, then I would say you most likely have succeeded if you're interested in materialistic things and experiences. Because when you get in a certain level, you will never go back. Like, that absolutely nothing will ever make me go back. Like, if I have to work, I don't care, because just tasting a little bit of that level, that will always keep you motivated. And just, unless you're so lazy that this just isn't absolutely nothing for you, but just tasting a bit of success, like, you get addicted. Like, there's no way you're gonna go back in. If you struggle working 8 hours earlier, but you tasted a big amount of success, you won't struggle working 9 hours the next day, because yeah, it's just getting a taste of the success, because that's always keeping you motivated. So that's why people push winning products and stuff like that, because winning products, one product might change your life. You might, you know, get a taste of success, which makes you addicted, so it makes you easier to create a new winning product. But when I had the first 6-figure product, what really happened was that I knew what I was doing. So for me, making the first 6-figure product was so difficult, but making the second was easy. Like, making my 30th right now, like, I could make it in like no time, because I've already done it. So it's all about doing it once. You know, when you scale, when you don't look like successfully, obviously successful is a keyword there, but when you don't look like scaling and stuff like that successfully, there's absolutely no way, you know, to lose that unless, you know, fall on the ground and hit your head really, really, really hard. Like, that's the only way you're gonna forget it. So like, whatever happens, like right now, if I'm alive, I'll most likely want to really forget how to do the digital marketing and how to create sales. So that's sort of like an autopilot right now. So I'm just trying, you know, to expand my income sources, which I currently have like 4 or 5, which I think it's pretty okay. I'm not really going to, you know, push it to like 7 or 10. I have to believe in putting all your eggs in one basket, but it's always nice, to have that survival income, right? So if you're doing really good with e-commerce, you should probably, like, if you run your own stores, you should seek another source of income, because you will get a little bit screwed, if all your stores dies out, then you're left with nothing. I mean, you'll probably have most of the profit, so you could, just test new products and find a winner again, but it's definitely recommended to do that, right? So, but once I got into a certain point, I just couldn't get enough, right? So I would never not work. I would just spend my time working, but that didn't mean I have to work 16 hours a day. And keep in mind, guys, this is a business which, if I work 20 hours today, I will be able to not work for the next 3 days. So, oh, look at that here. So it's sort of like, I'm probably like, if I work the whole Friday, I'll be able to take Saturday and Sunday off. Obviously, I'll, change the ads like 10 minutes on Saturday and 20 minutes on Sunday, but that's basically nothing, right? So if you have like a holiday, that's why it's so perfect, for going on like vacations and traveling and stuff like that, because you could just launch ads, like you could work really, really hard for like 12 hours, and then you go to the airport and you could just like chill out. You could just stop for a short amount of time, because it's all set up for like the 12 hours you put in, and then you could just take it, chill for a ton of the week, right? And if there's stuff to do, it's not really that much, right? So what I do, basically, I have work days. I don't have them scheduled, because work days are just on my feeling and how the stores goes. But today I'm definitely going to have work days, so I'm probably going to be on like 16 hours today, or like 14 hours, but that means that I don't have to work the next day, so I'm be able to travel, and then just put up the PC and just change the ads, and then go back to whatever I do. And then here my phone, I turn it off now, or didn't turn it off, the sound, and obviously turning on the sound on my phone, so I could just hear, the Shopify notifications coming in and stuff like that. But that is basically, guys, how I went from actually being broke. Like, it was looking like, when I turned 18, it was looking like I was going to get money from the government. And it's not a made-up story at all. Like, it's just, that is exactly who I was. Like, I was a complete loser. It didn't mean that I was a loser in my hometown, but I was a loser I was a loser compared to my dreams, right? Because living like that is not really being a loser, but for me, it would have been me losing to my goals, because my goals is a little bit higher than the average, right? So I really suggest all of you guys that really want this to just go out there and get it. And if you don't have money for dropshipping, you will need a budget to start. So just develop a skill like web design. Like what I did, I never got a job to get that money for spending money on ads. Like, I didn't have a job for it. If I wanted to test a product, I knew that I would have to create 3 online stores. That means if I wanted to have $1,000, I would need to get 3 online store web creation clients, right? So if I didn't get clients to make the web page, I wouldn't be able to launch products and find a winning product, right? So I probably had like 5 clients, because I'm so bad at dropshipping, but I had like 5 clients, and that was probably like $1,200, I don't know, maybe like $1,500. I obviously invested way before I got those clients though, but that didn't work out. But I know it kind of just started popping up. It was so good. But that's what I recommend you guys. Find an income source. Don't use your savings. You cannot save up $500 and go all in, and because if you lost, you're lost. It's better to put off $200 every single month to test products than putting up $500 once. But that is my story, because like that gaming addiction, it was so strong. I absolutely didn't do anything else than playing like CSGO and stuff like that, even though I knew exactly what I had to do. So life pretty much changed. It's kind of insane, and I truly believe you guys can do it too. So if you guys out here, like 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, you're gaming too much, you shouldn't be doing it. I know it's so fun, to play with like random people, especially when it's online and stuff like that, but just get rid of it. Either you choose gaming and beer, or you choose success, and then you maybe, I mean, like, I'm not gaming anymore, but compared to like the success I created, I could be gaming the whole day, like the whole week, and still create money, right? So if you really want to play video games or drink beers, just work, like put in the work, and then take a week off to do that stuff, because I have a lot of time to play video games if I really want, but I don't prioritize it, right? So just, don't drink beer for a couple of times. Just make a couple of sacrifices. That's it. And like this game could change for you in 2 weeks. It could change for you in a year. But I've had a guy, like I told you earlier, spent $20 on dropshipping, and is now like probably looking to be a millionaire like next year. Like, it's so crazy. He tested one product and it was like his first winner. So anything could happen. Just put in the work. Like, dropshipping doesn't even require that amount of work. You have to create a product description, import a product, and run ads. How hard is really that? And if it doesn't work out, you'll just have to wait 48 hours and then run more ads. Like, you could have a gaming edition and still do this. Like, you probably spend 1 hour to 2 hours putting up a product you're gonna test. Is that really a big deal? Like, you could just watch like a whole series on Netflix for like 48 hours. The ads is gonna run, and then just test it again. Obviously, that's like the wrong mindset to be in, but in theory, you could do that. So test a lot of products, find an income source that's gonna, generate a little bit of a cash flow, so you're able, to invest every single month. And if you have a proper strategy, I teach you guys absolutely everything here for free. Like, my scaling strategy is literally on my channel for free. Like, you don't have to pay or anything. Obviously, like, if I would have been coaching you, you would have known more, because I can't put absolutely everything out on video because I won't even remember to put out. But the stuff that's free on my channel, I think it's enough to succeed by far. So implement it, use it, look at my scaling videos, because it's absolutely enough to make a ton of success. And that is basically it for today, guys. This is a random video. Like, I didn't even know what I was going to talk about, but it's turned out to be decent, I guess. So make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Like, we're gonna do like a Facebook ads tutorials like the upcoming week, so I'm really excited for that, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I'm so tired right now, guys. I don't even know if you can see the clock here. It's like 8:30 or something. I was up at like 6 a.m. like barely didn't even sleep. Anyways, though, thank you guys for like 100 subscribers. That's insane. I'm not gonna say I didn't know I was gonna be here, because it was like always the goal to go really big, but like in such a short amount of time, I mean, I truly appreciate it. It's insane. Like, all your supports, I got in a couple of really cool comments. I got a little bit of hate. I mean, the hate stopped when I was showing you guys the 7K a day screenshots. I haven't really gotten any hate after that, but guys, it's so awesome. Like, I truly do appreciate it, and all the cool comments. Like, it's awesome. Yeah.